Today's session will have following segments. First, overview of today's newspaper. Second, must-know topics and explanation. And third, quiz time with 5 important questions. So the overview of today's newspaper. The first topic is Putin and Macron agrees to work for ceasefire in East Ukraine. So we have discussed about Russia and Ukraine crisis. So in this, the political leaders from different countries are working closely with each other so as to avoid any war in the Europe. And that is why the Putin and Macron have agreed to discuss the future road for how to stop the invasion and what measures can be taken to ensure that Ukraine is not invaded. At the same time, Russia's concerns are also addressed. And then the another topic is tapping technology for multilingual learning. So in this article, we will discuss about the importance of mother language and what is the use of technology in the what is the use of technology in language. And then we'll also discuss about the national education policy and language in the national education policy. And then we'll also discuss about the number of Indian languages that are there and how many of them are endangered and why is it important to preserve the national mother language of different communities. Then there's another topic, the budget spells green shoots for agri subsector. So there is nothing much from exam perspective because it only talks about this. These are the schemes related to government and the budget has been increased or decreased to this much. So in this topic, you can read from you can just read yourself. However, I will tell you that the only one thing that is important is that the article says that for past 2-3 years, the agriculture is growing consistently between 3 to 4% growth, witnessing 3 to 4% growth. However, there is an important aspect to this growth that most of the growth that it says that out of this 3 and 4% average growth, the livestock and fishery sector is growing much more than the traditional agriculture sector. So it says the growth is because of the livestock and fishery sector, which is growing at the rate of 8%. And that is why it seems like the agriculture is witnessing a good growth. However, it is not that true because the agriculture growth is led by livestock and fishery sector. So this is one thing. And therefore, accordingly, the government has increased the budget allocation in the fisheries and livestock sector. So this is important for your exam that this can be asked that the agriculture sector growth is led by livestock and fisheries sector. And then no slacking in this topic, we will discuss about antimicrobial resistance, why there is increased development of antimicrobial resistance, what are the challenges and what can be done. Then this topic, rethink impractical project, Shankar tells Bangladesh finance minister. So Bangladesh is saying that we need development, and therefore we are taking loans from IMF, World Bank. However, we are also looking from other countries to help us in our development project. And it says that China has played a big role. China is offering us like loans, so other countries can also look forward to offer loans. However, finance minister has said that the countries that participated there, that countries should not invest the money in the unsustainable project in the name of development. So it is highlighted that in various countries, the countries have developed port infrastructure, airports, but none of the ships or the flights are coming to that port or airport. So it is not sustainable to take loan and then develop infrastructure, because later the country will say, if you're not able to prepay your debt, then give us that property or lease us that land. So it says that debt becomes security, and this is a challenging situation. Therefore, country need to relook their development projects. So ACI restores maximum limit on star campaigners. So in this topic, we'll discuss about the star campaigners, importance of star campaigners, and what are the challenges. So very few buses accessible to disabled. So in this article, the data is given that the government has planned that by this year we will achieve this much accessible standard in government buildings and buses, and then data highlights that how much it has been achieved and how much is left. So you can just read this data from the newspaper itself. Then in this topic, center modes policy on synthetic biology. We'll discuss about synthetic biology, the importance of synthetic biology in medicines, in agriculture, and then we will also discuss about CRISPR technology. And then comprehensive economic partnership agreement between India and UAE. So this we have discussed. Then again, also we'll discuss in short about the India-UAE comprehensive economic partnership agreement. So important topics for discussion: tapping technology for multilingual learning, no slacking. It is related to antimicrobial resistance. Then ECI restores maximum limit on star campaigners. Center modes policy on synthetic biology. The comprehensive economic partnership agreement between India and UAE. So the tapping technology for multilingual learning. So in this we'll discuss international language, technology and language, national education policy and language. So in his speech some years ago, the former UNESCO director highlighted the importance of mother tongue when he remarked that language, when we learn from our mother tongue, is the homeland of our innermost thought. So it highlights the he says the importance of mother language. So what is language? Language is a mode of communication, way of communication. So in different language, different words mean different thing. So it is a mode of communication, and it says that why mother tongue is important, why mother language is important. So for your understanding, I'll tell you that if there is a one person, he knows 5-6 languages, and when let's say he is hit by a ball, or he is bitten by a dog, and then look at his reaction. His reaction will automatically come in his mother tongue. So that is one thing. That is why it says that mother tongue is the homeland of our innermost thought. Our innermost thought are channelized by our home mother tongue. So he aptly described each language to be as valuable and distinct as every irreplaceable human language. So every language is very important, and it is as irreplaceable as human life. So recognizing the importance of mother language, mother tongue, in November 99, the UNESCO General Conference approved the declaration of February 2021 as International Mother Language Day. So you have to remember Feb 2021 as International Mother Language Day in 1999. And in response to that, it was in the response of declining state of many languages, because many languages have been declining. Therefore, UNESCO recognized the importance and declared 21st February as International Mother Language Day. And since 2000, International Mother Language Day is being observed on Feb 21. So this is, you have to remember that February 21 is the International Mother Language Day. So according to UN agency, so you do not have to remember this data, at least 43% of estimated, you can remember this, at least 43% of the estimated 6,000 languages spoken in the world are endangered. So at least 43% of 6,000 languages across the world are endangered. This can be asked in question that the theme of International Mother Language Day in 2021, using technology for multilingual learning, challenges and opportunity, is one of special relevance to us. So you have to remember the theme. The theme is using technology for multilingual learning, challenges and opportunity. So you have to remember the date and then theme, and in which we started in 1999. It got recognized. So it says the technology can provide new tools for protecting linguistic diversity. That technology can provide new tools for protecting linguistic diversity. Such tools, for example, facilitate their spread analysis, allow us to record and preserve language which sometimes exists only in oral form. So through the use of technology, it can be easy to spread, it can be easy to analyze those language, and it can be easy to record and preserve those language which are currently preserved in oral form. So technology can play a very important role in revival of various languages, and as well as it can also play an important role in protection and preservation of the languages. So we have seen this. There is a pressing need to create and improve scientific and technical terminology in Indian languages. So it says that the scientific and technical terminology can also be converted into Indian languages. Even the scientific and technological terms are there in the Indian languages. This would help transform the educational experience by making existing knowledge system in a range of discipline accessible to learner. So when, for example, a term can be transform can be replicated in XYZ language, then the people from that community can also learn that technology, and this technology that can also learn that discipline, and it will be very easy for them to understand and to improve their understanding and to enhance their knowledge. So it says that the technological and scientific term can be reworked around and can be transformed and you know can be put in other languages, so that the people of that community can also learn these scientific knowledges that there are in the society, and can help in enhancing their knowledge and ability to think and ability to work on new phenomena. So, in the words of renowned physicist Sir C.V. Raman, who observed with great clarity and vision that we must teach science in our mother tongue. He said that we must, that is what he has said, that when the terms can be transformed in the mother tongue, it will be easier for the people from that community to understand the scientific phenomena and scientific knowledge. So we must teach science in our mother tongue. Otherwise, science will become a highbrow activity. It will not be an activity in which all people can participate. So if scientific knowledge can only be given in English, then only few section of the society can learn that scientific knowledge. However, if that scientific knowledge is in multiple languages, then the people of different communities can learn scientific knowledges, and this scientific knowledge can be given to a wide range of people across the country. So that is why it is important that we must teach science in our mother tongue. So according to the language census, whose findings were widely reported in 2018, India is home to 19,100 languages or dialects, of which 121 languages are spoken by 10,000 or more people in country. Only 121 languages are spoken by 10,000 or more people in country. It is collective responsibility to revive and revitalize the 196 Indian languages which fall under the category of endangered. So around 196 languages fall under the category of endangered language, endangered. Therefore, it is important that we must revitalize and revive those languages so as and protect them from vanishing. So one important topic from here is national education policy. So the national education policy also says that till class 5th, the student must be taught in their mother tongue, and if possible, then up to class 8 they should be taught in their mother tongue. And we have seen the importance of mother tongue. Why teaching in mother language is important? Because it can cater to a large section of the society. So that's all you have to remember from this topic for your CLAT examination, that the theme of this year's International Mother Language Day, when International Mother Language Day was observed for the first time, on which date International Mother Language Day is observed, and then the importance of technology in revival and protection and preservation of mother tongue or different languages, and then how teaching in mother tongue can cater to a large section of society, and why it is important to teach in mother tongue. So these are the 5 aspects that we have discussed in this topic. So the another topic is no slacking. India must raise the standard of living and citizens beside regulating antibiotic use. So AMR, that is antimicrobial resistance. So we'll discuss what is this antimicrobial resistance. So Lancet is a medical journal, has published an antimicrobial report. The report makes it clear that no slacking can be allowed on this front any longer. The report estimated that around 4.95 million deaths were associated with bacterial antimicrobial resistance in 2019. So what is bacterial antimicrobial resistance? So it occurs when the drugs used to treat infections become less effective. So antimicrobial resistance, when the drugs used become less effective, the effectiveness is decreased as a result of the pathogens becoming resistant, because the pathogens causing disease becomes resistant to the drug. So that is why it develops antimicrobial resistance. So this happens, and why this antimicrobial resistance develop? Because indiscriminate use of antibiotics, availability of antibiotics over the counter, making it easily available for people to take antibiotics and take them whenever they wish. Poor hygiene and sanitation, antimicrobial use in farm and poultry industry, lack of vaccines and new antibiotics, and poor infection control practices in a hospital. So antimicrobial resistance develops because of these reasons, because of indiscriminate use, poor hygiene, sanitation, use in the farming and poultry sector, and other things like poor infection control. So why and what is AMR? We have discussed that when pathogens develop resistance to a drug, pathogens develop resistance, that it becomes less effective to the available drug. So when it becomes less effective to the available drugs, it becomes challenging for the scientific community because it takes lots of years of research to develop a new drug. And because of our indiscriminate use, because of our slack habits, because of our habits, we are using antibiotics in such a way that we do not realize the negative effects that indiscriminate use of antibiotic can cause. It can reduce the effectiveness of the drug against the pathogen. So it says scientific publication have established the correlation between antimicrobial and poor hygiene, lax administrative governance, and poor ratio. So because of poor hygiene, because of administrative governance, that antibiotics are easily available. While the scientific communities look for solution, government must raise the standard of living for citizens, provide them accessible and affordable quality healthcare besides regulating the sale of antibiotic. So it says that government must provide good healthcare to the people. At the same time, government must also regulate the use of antibiotics, because if there will be indiscriminate use of antibiotics, it can cause antimicrobial resistance. Then it will be difficult to treat the disease, and it takes lots of years to make a new medicine. Therefore, it is important that we must take precautionary steps. We must proceed in a stepwise manner, and we must not take antibiotics in an indiscriminate manner, because we do not realize the negative effect that it can cause in the society. So that is important from this topic, that what is antimicrobial resistance and why there is growing antimicrobial resistance, and why we should not use the antibiotics indiscriminately. So the third topic is Election Commission of India restores maximum limit on star campaigners. So why this topic is new, star campaigners and benefit of star campaign. Before that, we will discuss Election Commission of India. It is provided under Article 324 of Constitution of India. So you have to remember under which article, 324, and then it is a constitutional body. It is a constitutional body. So what does it mean by constitutional body? It means that it is a body which is provided within the constitution. The constitution under Article 324 talks about there should be a constitution, there should be Election Commission of India to conduct elections for parliament, state legislature, president and vice president. So for these, the responsibility of Election Commission of India to conduct elections, and it is a multi-member body. It is a multi-member body. Earlier it was single member body, then it became a multi-member body. It is currently 3-member body, 1 chairperson and 2 other persons. So this is basic you have to remember related to Election Commission of India. So now we'll discuss star campaigner. A star campaigner is a celebrity vote seeker in an election for a party. So a star campaigner is a celebrity vote seeker in an election for a party. This person can be anyone, a politician or even a film star. There is no law governing who can or cannot be made a star campaigner. So there is no law that governs that who can become a star campaigner. Anyone can become a star campaigner of a party. Even you and I can also become a star campaigner of a party, or any celebrity or political people. Anyone can become a star campaigner of party. So they are nominated by the concerned political parties, specifying their constituencies and duration of the state. So they are nominated by the political party. A recognized political party can have 40 star campaigners, and unrecognized but registered, it should be registered, political party can have 20. So it says recognized and unrecognized can have 40, can have 20 star campaigners. So this is you have to remember. And the parties are recognized by Election Commission of India, their status as per national party, and then they can also further be recognized as state party. So it is the work of Election Commission. So advantages of star campaign: the expenditure incurred on, because during political rallies or election, the individual candidates have a limit that they can spend only this much, like X amount, on their campaign. So this we will discuss in one of our experience series about the candidates expenditure on election. So every individual candidate can have a limit how much they can spend on their election campaign. So the expenditure incurred on campaign by such campaigners, that the expenditure incurred on campaign by star campaigners is exempt from being added to election expenditure of a candidate. So because there is star candidate, so their expenditure on election campaign is not added to the election expenditure of that candidate. So for example, this is a constituency. This is constituency A. So it has suppose 70 lakhs limit on expenditure on election campaign. However, when a star campaigners come an election and campaigns for a political party in constituency A, then the expenditure incurred on this star campaigner for campaign will not be added in the election, will not be added in the campaign of expenditure campaign of a candidate. So this is why it becomes important. So that, however, this only applies when a star campaigners limit herself to a general campaign for the political party she represents. So what is important? For example, this is constituency A, and star campaigners come and campaigns for this constituency. At the same time, when he comes or he or she comes and campaigns for a political party in a constituency, the star campaigner cannot campaign for candidate fighting from this constituency. The star campaigner only campaign for that political party, that you should vote for XYZ political party, but he cannot or she cannot say that you should give a vote to particular candidate from a constituency. So why this is banned? So why this cannot be done? So it says here that what if star campaigners campaign specifically for one candidate? So it says that star campaigner campaign for a candidate, cannot campaign for a candidate, but can campaign for a political party. So what if happens that star campaigners campaign for a particular candidate? So it says if a candidate or her election agent shares the ties with the star campaigner at a rally, then entire expenditure on that rally, other than the travel expense of the star campaigner, is added to candidates. So it says when the star campaigner shares a stage or rally with a particular election, with a particular candidate in that constituency, then the expenditure spent, then the money spent on that star campaigner will be added to the expenditure in that individual's expenditure. Therefore star campaigners do not candidate for a particular candidate, rather they campaign for a particular party. It says even if the candidate is not present at the star campaigners rally, but there are posters with her photographs on her or her name on display. So it also says if along on this if on this poster, if there is a photo of star campaigner, at the same time if there is a photo of that candidate or name of that candidate, then the expenditure, then the money spent on the election campaign of this star campaigner will be added in his name, isn't added in the name of that particular candidate. So third is this applies even if the star campaigners mention the candidate's name. So this will also apply when star campaigners takes the name of that particular candidate. So star campaigner, so there are three conditions: that if he shares stage or photo or name. So in all these three cases, the expenditure on the star campaigners will be added to the individual candidate's expenditure. Therefore, but when these things do not happen, then the expenditure will not be counted in that individual candidate's account. And that is why the star campaigners become important, and they do not, this is, you have to remember, they do not campaign for a particular candidate, they campaign for a particular political party. So this is all you have to remember, that there are 40, we have discussed about election commission, and then we have discussed about 40 campaigners for recognized party and 20 for unrecognized party. And then we have discussed that there is no law governing who can become a star campaigner. Then we have discussed what happens if a star campaigner specifically does campaign for one candidate. So another topic is center moots policy on synthetic biology. So why this is news? Because center is working on a national policy on synthetic biology, an emerging science that deals with engineering life forms for a wide range of applications, from making designer medicine to food. So center is working on a national policy on synthetic biology. Center is drafting a policy on synthetic biology. So we have to understand what is synthetic biology. So it is a field of science that involves redesigning organism for the use of science. First we'll read this: for useful purposes by engineering them to have new abilities. So it says use of science on living organism by engineering them to make them more useful. or to develop new abilities in them. So it is like use of science and technology on in a living organism to enhance their use or to have more useful purposes by engineering them. So use of science and technology on living organism to enhance its use and to enhance the activities that it can perform. So this is synthetic biology. So synthetic biology research and companies around the world are harnessing the power of nature to solve problems in medicine, manufacturing, and agriculture. So synthetic biology are being used in medicine, agriculture, and other manufacturing, like synthetic textile is there. Agriculture, for example, there is BT brinjal, in which there is this, like gene editing technology was used to insert cry protein to make BT brinjal resistance to pesticide. Then there is medicines. Medicines are being developed through synthetic biology. So this body underlines the potential benefits from synthetic biotechnology in biofuels. So it can be used in biofuels, making biofuels. Bioremediation is a process related to use of microorganisms to decompose the garbage or decompose the organic matters. Biosensor, food and health, and made a strong case for push forward technology and highlighted that India. So it says that that scientific biotechnology or biology has a multiple use in like bioremediation, biofuel, medicine, food and technology. Therefore, it is important that this technology should be harnessed for more benefits of like people, for the benefits of people. So one example that I'll tell you, like I told you last, that in BT brinjal. So what is there in brinjal? It was susceptible to a particular pesticide. So what scientists did? So they inserted a gene, a protein called cry protein. So they inserted this cry protein through biotechnology in this brinjal and named BT brinjal. So this cry protein acts as a pesticide and prevents the attack. It prevents the attacks of pathogen on this brinjal and therefore prevents its decay. So that is how it is used. So it says synthetic biology, the report notes, is seen as one of the top 10 breakthrough technologies as part of new industrial revolution. It is one of the breakthrough technology of new industrial revolution, that industrial revolution 4.0. That are most likely to change the world. It has potential to change the world, how world behaves, and how new technology can help in changing the world in agriculture and medicine, in saving the lives of the people. In the regulation of both, the benefits and risks become important for the international community. So use of synthetic biology, I can also tell you one more example, that last month you have seen in USA, in a man around 55, the heart of pig was given to this man. So what happens, that when you give heart of pig to a normal man, the body will reject, thinking that it is an external organism, therefore body rejects that organ. So what they did, scientists did use gene editing technology to cut those genes which could reject this pig's heart in human's body. So they edited those genes which can be rejected in human's body, and after editing gene, this pig's heart transplanted to human's body. So this is one of the important, this is how so you can see the importance of synthetic biotechnology. So one more instance of application of synthetic biology include the use of gene editing systems such as CRISPR, that allows defective genes in animal, plant, and evil people to be silenced or changed and controlled biological arm. So CRISPR is a technology. CRISPR is a technology for, it's a gene editing technology. So what happens, suppose say there are multiple genes in a person's body or in an like food or plant, anything. So this gene is not working properly and because of this, there is a problem happening in that particular object. So through this CRISPR technology, this gene will be cut. This gene will be cut and rest will be added. And if required, a new gene will be added here, and then that disease or that problem can be solved. So this is the importance of gene editing technology, and this is the importance of scientific biotechnology and biology. So we have discussed about scientific technology and scientific biology also. So our last topic is the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement between India and UAE. So we have discussed about in our previous lectures, we have discussed a lot about free trade agreement, tariff and non-tariff barriers. So we'll not discuss that. So we'll discuss that. On February 18, 2022, India and UAE inked a trade-pact comprehensive economic partnership. So there is not much difference in there is a PTA, there is FTA, there is CEPA. So what is the only difference? That in this there will be less economic engagement, more economic engagement, and more economic engagement. So as we move this side, the economic engagement increases between the country. So what is the importance of this agreement between UAE and India? So is a bilateral trade pact that will cover over a period of time 90% of India's exports. So over 90% of India's export, the trade duties will be reduced or will be eliminated. So over a period of time, slowly, more and more products, duties on more and more products will be reduced or eliminated. So it highlights that which sectors can benefit, that leather, processed agriculture, dairy products, handicraft, gems and jewelry, furniture, pharmaceuticals, food and beverages, engineering product, and nearly the entire spectrum of item produced by Indian economy. So this 90% of the export will cover around entire spectrum of product that is produced by Indian economy, and Indian products can then easily reach to UAE markets, and this will increase India's export. Apart from the goods sector, so this does not only talk about goods sector, that only goods are not limited. So in this deal, there are only, so in this CEPA, only goods are not dealt, that the trade between only goods will happen. However, this deal also includes goods as well as services. So you all know that India is a pioneer in service sector. India is a pioneer in service sector, and around 50% of India's GDPs come through service sector. So this deal not only includes trade but also service sector also. So it says that official expect that service sector to boom by 15 billion in coming 5 years. So the trade in service sector will boom by $15 billion in coming 5 years. So this is the importance of this deal. So deal has strong anti-dumping measures integrated into it, which will prevent any country from dumping its product into Indian market using the route of UAE. So we have discussed about anti-dumping also in our earlier lecture. What is anti-dumping? So once again, we'll discuss. For example, this is country A, this is country B. So in country A, X product is being produced at 10 rupees. So dumping, so what happens? This X from country A to country B, this product is dumped at 8 rupees. So this is dumping. So what is dumping? When a product from country A goes to country B and sells at a price lower than the price at which it is being sold in the origin country. So in order to prevent this, so what happens? Because of this, the domestic manufacturer or this country cannot compete with this product because this product is very cheap. So what this country does, this country imposes the anti-dumping duty. For example, it imposed anti-dumping duty of ₹3. So earlier here, this product was of 10 rupees. Now with anti-dumping duty, it becomes 11 rupees. And therefore, the domestic manufacturer can also compete with this. So this deal has also a strong anti-dumping measure so that any other country cannot use UAE routes to dump its products in India. So question first, International Mother Language Day is observed on which date? Your options are 20 February, 21st February, 22nd February, 23rd February. The correct answer is 21st February. So we have discussed UNESCO recognized 21st February as International Mother Language Day in 1999. Since 2020, it is being observed every year on 21st February. And why? Because of the declining languages across the world. So in order to preserve and protect these languages, the 21st February was recognized as International Mother Language Day. Question 2. Which of the following is the theme of this year's International Mother Language Day? Your options are conserving mother language, technology and mother language, using technology for multilingual learning, challenges and opportunities, and none of the above. So the correct option is option C, using technology for multilingual learning. So in this topic, we have discussed like how use of technology for preserving and protecting for preserving and protecting languages. And then we've also discussed how mother languages can help in catering a large section of the society in terms of like in terms of scientific and technical education, and it will benefit a large section of the society in terms of enhancing their knowledge and developing new skills. Question 3, a recognized political party can have how many star campaigners? Our options are 20, 30, 40, 50. So the correct option is 40. So we have discussed about star campaigners, what are the advantages of a star campaigner and what happens when a star campaigner shares a stage with a particular candidate, what happens when a holding or banners shares a holding or banner in which there is a photo of a star campaigner, and the star campaigner is sharing his photo or with another political candidate or with the name of that political candidate. Then we have also discussed what happens when star campaigners take the name of particular candidate in the election rally. Question 3, a non-recognized political party can have how many star campaigners? Your options are 20, 30, 40, 50. The correct option is option A, that is 20. We have discussed in that there is no formal law governing who can be a star campaigner. Anyone can become a star campaigner, and the political party nominates that star campaigner. And advantage is that the expenditure campaign on this star campaigners will not be added to the expenditure of that particular political candidate. Question number 5. Which of the following is correct with respect to India-UAE trade deal? Option 1, a bilateral trade pact will cover over a period of time 90% of India's export. Option B, it is expected that the services sector will boom by 15 billion in the coming 5 years. Option 3, the deal has strong anti-dumping measures. Option D, all of the above. So the correct option is all of above. So we have discussed that it not only covers like goods, as well as it also covers services, and that goods will, like over the period of time, 90% of India's export products will come under this trade deal, and that service sector will boom by 15 billion in next 5 years. Then there is strong anti-dumping measure. So all these options are correct. So that's all for today's session. Stay logical with Vidhigya, your best pal in CLAT Preps. Thank you.